Hey there, thank you for tuning in to Down to Vacay. This is Gil.
I'm Lou.
Is the icon of the seas worth the hype?
I definitely think so.
I don't know, but is it worth the money?
I don't know about that.
That's something for you to check out in our other video where we break it down for you in what we feel is the reason why it's not worth the money. But for this, we're just going to take you aboard the icon of the seas, give you our journey, see what we liked, see what was cool about it, and everything else. All right, so we arrive at the port. Now we're in the cab, right? And I'm just like, just looking, and I see this massive ship, and I'm just like, whoa, that's the one. Mind you, we've been anticipating this cruise for like the longest. We were so excited because, again, this is one of the first major Royal Caribbean cruises. We did the what? What was that?
Liberty of the Seas.
Liberty of the Seas. New, right? New. So we go from the Liberty of the Seas to the icon of the seas.
It's a vast difference. It's a vast difference. It wasn't bad.
It was massive. Like it's a massive ship. So therefore it's just like, whoa, this is crazy. Again, I don't know what you felt, but I was just like a little kid inside just waiting to get on the ship.
I would say this is the most anxiety I've ever had going onto a ship because I felt like overwhelmed, not sure what we were going to do first. And I don't know. Look, even thinking about it gives me anxiety. So like, I don't know. It was a lot. It was a lot.
The port was nice. The port was a nice, it had a nice building, nice lounge area. It was actually pretty cool. We kind of snuck in from our time. I forgot what was our time?
I don't know, like 12 o'clock or something.
12:30 or whatever it was. I think 1 o'clock. I think it was 1 o'clock. And we got there like at 12:15. And there was a line. It was like sectioned off. You had 12, 12:15, 12:30, or whatever it was, and we kind of just walked right through.
You followed me. I said, just let's go.
She's the problem.
Worst they're going to do is they're going to stop us. But they didn't. We went right through, no issues.
It was pretty fast, too. It was very simple. It was easy. Went through security, went through the registration, no issues whatsoever. And then it's like, getting on the ship. And, of course, a part of it was, like, if we were to just be going on a cruise, just a vacation, right? Just a regular vacation, it would be fine, I think. I think we'd be okay, right? Because we know that we're just going to go on there and we're going to, relax and take 7 days, 8 days and just chill. But the fact that we had to go on this icon of the seas, knowing that we're going to actually work, to record everything, we'd have to record as much as we possibly could of this massive ship in the time that we had. I think that was overwhelming for me. I think that's what it was for me, where I was just like, whoa, I don't know.
It was literally like a part-time job.
Yeah, it was
on
crazy.
Vacation.
But it was cool. The minute you walk in, you see like the promenade and you see the Pearl. They call it the Pearl. It's just massive. A lot of LCD lights or whatever lighting that it moves. It was so cool. Like,
it was like you were in awe. Like when you walked in, look, it's probably not a good comparison, but it was kind of like the beginning of Titanic when Rose looked at the ship and it was like, I felt like that. I know it's, I couldn't think of any other way of describing it.
I think the Titanic is like
I know it's hard.
It's like it takes 3 Titanic ships to match the size of the icon, from what I've seen, which is crazy. That's how big the icon of the seas is. And yeah, like when you get on when you get to the onto the promenade, it's just it's huge, it's big, it's massive. And when we went on the Freedom of the Seas, I actually enjoyed it. I liked the promenade because it was the first time I've ever seen, a promenade or something like that on a ship. I never saw that before, so I thought that was pretty cool. So then you take that and you like double the size. Crazy. It was truly amazing. It was truly amazing. The amount of space, the shops and everything else. And then what do? We go to our cabin. Cabin, not bad. Typical cabin. Nice fixes. You know what I mean? The shower, I don't know. I don't even know what to say with the shower. I have no idea.
We were actually pleasantly surprised about the shower.
It has a seat.
No other ship that we've been on so far has had a seat in the shower. It was pretty cool, to be honest.
I sat there, I don't know how many times.
Now you're getting into the TMI.
I'm just saying, I just sat there, just like, just the shower running on me. It was like the best. I never, ever, ever had that in a cabin before. And I wish that every other ship would have this. But yeah, no, I mean, other than that, the cabin was basic. It was, it was nothing special. It was nothing, great.
Well, the other thing that we thought was different was that the edge of the bed in the cabin was round. Well, we were like, well, that's interesting. It made it look like it was short.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. The bed was comfortable.
But it was comfortable.
It was fairly comfortable. I'm not going to lie. Mm-hmm. The balcony, normal. We had, we were very lucky for this cabin. We were very, very lucky for this particular cabin because we use cruisesonly.com. Again, we're not sponsored by them.
We don't get paid.
We don't get paid for any of this.
We wish.
But, I've used them so much, so I get perks or whatever it is. But that's besides the point. So I booked the Icon of the Seas by accident. It was an accident.
It was my fault.
It was because, I thought that the cruise, cruise itinerary was going to be sailing on my spring break. Turns out that it wasn't. So I, said, you know what, screw it. We're just going to keep it. I'll just take the days off. And that was pretty much it. But, so, we got the cruise for $4,000 for an ocean view balcony. Mind you, this is a guaranteed. This is a guaranteed ocean view balcony. So that basically means that if they give you, or rather, if you get an ocean view, or rather any cabin that's guaranteed cabin, they can put you wherever they want. So you don't know where you're going to be until maybe, a month out, 2 days out, the day of. You have no idea. So I got the guaranteed ocean view balcony for $4,000. Try to find that same deal next year or whenever. It's not going to happen. You're going to wind up paying $6,000 to $8,000 for the same balcony, for the same ocean view balcony. And this is
worse.
This is why I decided to take this cruise because I wasn't going to find another deal like this one. Other than that, the balcony was good. It was comfortable. Be sure to check out our full cabin review. We do have the video up already, so be sure to check out the cabin review. And again, you let us know what you think if it's something for you, especially at that price. Will you find that same price? I don't know. I don't really think so because.
Maybe unless you book it out 2 years
in
advance.
After checking next year, the same time, same cabin, it was like $7,000, and I don't know if you guys are willing to pay that much money for it. All right, after we dropped our bags, we looked at the balcony, the cabin. We are pretty much moving about, and we are heading down to check out and explore the whole entire ship.
The interesting thing about Icon is that they call the sections of the ship neighborhoods. I thought that was pretty smart. It makes them it sounds different than all the other ships.
I really think, just going over the neighborhoods again, like the Promenade was actually one of the coolest spots because you had a lot of activities there as well. You had, some dance shows.
Yeah, they had parties.
What was it, the 70s?
They had a 70s party. They also had the silent disco.
The silent disco, that was pretty cool. It was,
and they had that several times, not just like one night.
They have so many activities, so many things happening in the Promenade. You have a lot of shops. Your basic stuff. You have your
restaurants.
You have restaurants there, but you have the guest services on deck 5, the Promenade. It's 2 decks, right? You have a balcony, so you can see over on deck 6. It was actually pretty cool. It's like I said, it was the biggest promenade that I saw, and I only saw one, which was on the Freedom of the Seas.
Liberty of the Seas.
Oh, was it? Liberty, Freedom.
It's going to be on the bottom of the screen.
They're all the same. I thought it was pretty cool. so you have the Promenade, and then on the the chill island, that's where you have like the massive pool, the huge pool, a lot of chill spots, right? A lot of places to just relax and just unwind, drink. You have your little bars here and there.
Oh yeah, there were bars everywhere.
You have your Thrill Island, of course. Like we're just like, again, it's just so many, it's huge. Again, it's so many places to go. Thrill Island, which is your water park. I think it has 6 slides, 6 major slides, and a drop down. It was it was pretty cool. Yeah, it was pretty cool. We weren't able to actually record the ride or one of the slides, which I thought was kind of cheesy.
Well, on none of the slides.
Yeah, none of the slides. They didn't allow me to use my GoPro, which is kind of crappy because they do on other ships. But all right, no problem. It was great. The slides were cool. It was fun. You're gonna have a fun time regardless of whichever slide that you go on. So I think Thrill Island is actually pretty cool. They, again, it's the biggest water park, in the ocean. Okay, but I don't really feel like waiting online forever just to go on the slide. So I thought that was pretty cool. Thrill Island was pretty cool.
Oh, wait. So there was the one slide that we went on, which has a mat. And we've never done that before. When I say I don't think I've ever been that scared, not even for the one that, like they drop you, like you're standing there and all of a sudden the floor drops. Not even that was as scary as this stupid mat. So, and you have to like kind of like thrust yourself on your stomach on the mat. Scary. That's all I got to say. And these little kids were just doing it like nothing.
You didn't even look up. Like, did you look up? I was the one that was like, looking to the side because he said that you.
No, I did. You said you didn't. You said they said to put your head down more, and I
listened. I listened. I'm just saying, I listened.
I think it was because I was so scared. I wanted to see what was coming.
Yeah, no, I listened.
Terrifying. That's all I gotta say. Terrifying.
The Hideaway was definitely a, again, like you said, when you were mentioning all the neighborhoods, the Hideaway was actually pretty cool because it is an adult only section. So we were able to get a bed, right? I got a bed. It sounds
so dirty that you say it like that.
I was able to get a bed.
Get a bed outside.
But this was on a port day. So it was, how much was it? $160. It was $160 for a day bed.
For the whole day.
For the whole day on the side, not the one that's in the water in the pool section. It's on the side.
Which, by the way, I think that was a better choice. I don't think I would like to be on the bed in the pool. Because first of all, that pool was kind of small. So therefore, people are like hovering right around you. I mean, you have like no real space.
Right.
So I feel like that was actually a better choice.
So, we get there. We get the...
Oh, yeah. You have to say what's included.
We get the guy. The guy takes us to the bed. And...
takes us to the bed. Good. Sorry.
He gives us, we have a pretty big bucket full of like water. We have a bottle of, what was it? What did we have? Moet. All right, so we had a bottle of Moet.
First time in my life.
We had the towels and everything else. And
the souvenir cups.
2 souvenir cups that was included in that as well. And yeah, it was pretty cool. Like, it was a cool experience. Again, it was hot. I'm glad that it was on a really, really nice day. But it was, I don't know if it was worth it. I don't know if I'd pay, $160 again if I ever did that.
Yeah, because it was basically just one day.
Right.
And I'm kind of glad that we did it towards the beginning of the cruise, not towards the latter part of the cruise, because I got like a little sunburn.
Yeah.
And by the time we actually went tanning again, I was already better. So I was like, oh, okay, this actually worked in our favor.
It was a good spot. It was a good spot. Again, the DJ playing the club music and everything else is pretty much the whole entire day playing club music.
But side note, there are no umbrellas anywhere on these, near the chairs, near the loungers, the day bed. No umbrellas. So that was the only thing that I thought that was bad, because I get a little like heat stroke out there after a while, and I had no shade. So when we went to get lunch, I felt like wobbly. I remember I felt like I was moving in slow motion, like when we were walking to the buffet.
Yeah, I remember that. And
so
yeah, you weren't
I
really...
do think that's a bad thing. That there's no shade. There was nowhere to have an umbrella.
Right.
There was no relief from the sun at all.
Yeah.
The only good thing is that we were able to go to the buffet, eat lunch,
and go back,
cool off, and then go back to the day bed, because it was reserved for us solely for the whole day. It
was cool, but I don't think I'd ever do it again. Again, it was $160 for a port day, and the DJ is spinning the tunes like the whole entire day.
From like 10 in the morning.
Yeah, all the way till nighttime or whatever it is. And, while it's cool, I would like a little bit more of a relaxing time, more quiet, a little bit more peace. Mm-hmm. So I think that was my biggest issue there. Again, the Hideaway is a cool spot. Again, it's adult only. Chill. Just, certain things here and there just didn't add up for me, and I probably wouldn't do it again. So we go on to the Aqua Dome, like you mentioned that, again, it's huge. It's in the front, and there's a place behind it. It's a place behind it called, what was it called again? What was the back of the
it's like in the back of my...
Oh, so it's a pods. So you have the pod section, right? It's the pods. So in the back there are pods. On the left side, higher pods. On the right side, it's regular lounge chairs, not lounge chairs, but very comfortable bed lounges, and
they were like curved. Remember, you kind of like slip into it, and you're like, oh, this is nice.
And it's open, like it's all glass. So it's all glass. You can see. Out in the front, if we're out, out in the ocean, if we're ported, you can see whatever's out in the front, which I thought was pretty cool. It's a nice spot, whether it's daytime or even nighttime. Even the nighttime is actually pretty good. Like I thought it was a good spot to chill. Unfortunately, you're still gonna have all your kids, hanging out in the pods and acting like fools. But it was a really, really nice spot to hang out at.
And mind you, the pods were relatively big. Like you could fit like a good comfortably. You could probably fit a good 6 to 8 people.
8 people, I would think.
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty cool. And that's in the the back of the
Aqua
stage, the Aqua stage. There's behind
the Overlook.
Yeah, that's what it's called, the Overlook. There's a bar as well. There's a bar, behind as well. A couple of bars actually around that area, but it was actually pretty cool. So that's one place that you'd have to go and relax and chill and take it easy. The next spot is Central Park, right? Central Park again, full greenery, like it's real. It's real.
So what's interesting is
you did that tour.
Yeah, they had a tour with I don't remember the exact title, what his title was, which we'll figure out. But anyway, he's the one that maintains the plants. He was very, very knowledgeable, like about greenery, about different plants, how, there's actually on this particular ship, it's the largest real tree of all the ships, like any ship, which I thought was pretty cool. That they actually have a real tree, and it's relatively large. It's not as big as, if you're actually in Central Park, but I thought it was pretty cool. And they had like walls of like plants. It was pretty, I have to say.
And they die. It's real. Like they die.
Like there is actually sections that you can see that kind of like, didn't make it. Or what he was saying is sometimes plants interact with each other, and one basically kills the other one. I was like, wow, this is very like Game of Thrones cutthroat stuff.
I was just thinking that. Right
yeah.
It's like, forget about family. Forget about family, right?
But yeah, so I thought that the Central Park area was they should have called that chill. Because even just walking through, they have like some restaurants, they have a sushi place. So it's a nice little spot to kind of, unwind a little bit.
Unlike Surfside. Now Surfside,
Mayhem.
again, that's the other neighborhood. That place,
That's
again,
the kiddie
it's
area.
for kids. It's a pretty cool spot. Love the space. You have the restaurants there. You have the
Surfside Eatery.
Surfside Eatery, yeah. Surfside Bites.
Bites.
You know, complimentary. You have the carousel. You have the park, little kiddie water section.
And then you also have a pool and like little kiddie slides.
And it's in the aft. It's the aft of the ship, and that is deck 7. And yeah, I would say like that is pretty. It's pretty much a cool spot to be at if you're young, right? I don't know what ages exactly because again, you do have the arcade there, but that's for like teenagers, right?
Oh,
But then you also have like the little kiddie section with the carousel. So I don't know,
Well, they had the sports bar area over there too. It was along the side, like it wasn't on Surfside.
Oh, down. You had to go down.
Yeah, you had to go through and around, and that to me that was the teenage section.
At the bottom though, it's a next deck.
Yeah.
Below.
Below, and I thought that was kind of interesting that they put that all in that area.
Yeah, I don't know. I do like the ideas of the neighborhoods. Being you have so many spots. Whatever you're feeling, you can just go to that spot. I think it's pretty cool. But I also believe that this is for kids. Like this is a kid ship. It is not for adults. It's not specifically for adults or more adults. It's for kids, families. That's what it's for.
Not for solo adults, like people, just like us.
You can still do it. You can still go, but it's just not there for more of an adult vibe. I do believe I like the neighborhoods. I think it's pretty cool. And you go to wherever you need to go to, for whatever you're feeling. So I think that was Icon's or Royal Caribbean's biggest thing. And it was good. It was wise. And that's what makes the Icon of the Seas iconic in this sense.
Yeah, there was always things to do too. Like they had activities, they had again these neighborhoods that had things to go to do. But then you also had areas where you can kind of relax a little bit. They were supposed to be adult only. So
that was Cloud 17.
Yeah.
Cloud 17, yeah.
It was supposed to be adults only, but then we kind of went through on a couple different occasions. It wasn't like we just did it once and we saw kids there. No. We did it a couple times, both together and separately, and still. That was a little disappointing.
There was a post. Someone had posted a video or something like that on YouTube, and someone went on the cruise on the Icon of the Seas, and they mentioned that a kid actually pooped in the water in one of the pools.
I didn't see that.
Of Cloud 17, and it was like they had to take everybody out, all that stuff. And this is supposed to be the adult section. So again, I don't know. I mean, what do you do? Like, what do you do? I have no idea. All right, let's talk about the food now. Okay, the food is something that's huge to me because even if you have, a really great ship, you need really great food. And if Icon is supposed to be the biggest and the bestest of all in the ocean, then the food needs to be on point. What did you think about the food?
Hands down, best cruise food we've had. Complimentary. Let's focus on complimentary.
Complimentary.
Yes.
Okay.
Best complimentary food that we've had on a cruise so far.
What was your best spot? Which is the spot that you were like, wow, you know what? I actually like this one. I'm gonna keep going back to. I know what mine is.
I know what yours is. Mine, I would have to say it's the buffet because I felt like there was always good choices. There was plenty of seating. It was pretty well organized. They had 2 sections because it was like a U shape. So basically half the U mirrored the same thing that was on the other side of the U.
But it was massive. It was huge.
But it wasn't like as chaotic as Liberty of the Seas. I'm sorry. That buffet area was
smaller ship.
It was like Hunger Games, like seriously, to find a seat.
It's a smaller ship. You can't compare.
I don't care.
You can't compare like a Carnival Mardi Gras to.
Even that was more chaotic than
than
Icon.
Somewhat, But yeah, it was, the food was great. The food was solid. It's the first. Well, isn't it the first time that you said that you wouldn't mind eating dinner?
I know. Okay, so I'm a bit bougie, and I like to dress up for dinner and go to a restaurant and order from a menu as opposed to going to the buffet. No judgment. So, well, let me say this. When we went to the cabin, dropped off our stuff, went to the buffet. Hands down, best buffet that I've ever had. And it was on the first day at lunchtime.
Yeah.
They had fresh seafood. They had a humongous section of shrimp, lobster tails. I was like, whoa. I was impressed. And I don't get impressed very easily.
It's like a first date. You know what I mean? You try to impress the person.
Oh,
you take them somewhere really, really nice. And they're like, oh, I want to go with this person again.
Yeah, that's how that buffet was. And then I thought, no, I'm not going to lie. I kind of thought, oh, they're just doing this because it's the first day. So then after that, it's going to go downhill. Nope, it did not. Now, granted, not the same spread as the first day.
Same seafood spread.
Not as much, but every day I had shrimp, fresh shrimp at lunchtime with my little cocktail sauce and stuff. And again, there was always things that I could try different things, so it wasn't boring. It's like sometimes, listen, I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes lunch can even get a little boring because it's almost like they keep on bringing out the same things every day. But I was impressed.
It was good. I'm not gonna lie. It was probably the best buffet that I had, and we've gone on I don't know how many cruises. It was the best. But my favorite spot was the Aqua Dome Market. Oh man. You had what was it? The
crepe section?
Yeah, the crepe. I don't even know how to pronounce that.
Yeah, I know. I probably just
how do you pronounce it? Is it crepes? Is it crepes?
Yeah, I feel like it's crepes.
Is it crepes?
Crepes.
Again, so that was pretty cool. That closed at 9:00 at night.
Mm-hmm.
Then you had the Asian, right?
Ginger.
I
remember that one.
Dude, we didn't even mark this down. We didn't even put it down on our notes. We should have. So bad of us. Ginger, and then you had the Mediterranean food. You have the
macaroni and cheese.
The mac and cheese, different types of mac and cheese. Mac and bacon, 3 cheeses or whatever it is.
Mac and broccoli.
Oh, it was a lot. It was actually pretty good. Mm-hmm. You had the sandwiches, or
it was like a sandwich station, and I think you can also get salad there too.
What was it? The Monte Cristo?
Yeah.
Oh, that was
your
good.
favorite.
You had your drinks as well. And it was open. It was pretty much open all night, and it was good. You want a little something to eat, a little snack.
They weren't huge portions, which was a good thing. You kind of just want a little notch.
Yeah, it's probably like what, I don't know.
It was like a cup,
like that much,
like a little bowl.
That much there.
The spring rolls from Ginger.
Oh man,
the best.
It was good. It was solid. And I always wanted to go back every single time. Hey, let's go to the market.
Way too many crepes. I think I've never had that many crepes in my life.
I feel like I actually liked it better than what was the other one? Loco Fresh. That's on the Lido.
I think it was because of whatever you took. Cause
you had the
they have this whole taco station where you can, make your own tacos. And usually, listen, let's be honest. Most of the time, they only give you a choice of beef or chicken. They had beef, chicken, and they also had pork.
Yeah.
It was really good. And so I made myself, instead of using taco shells, I ended up using just putting it on a plate with the refried beans and the rice and the meat. I did all 3 meats because, I was living La Vida Loca.
I had the burrito. That's what I had.
You had a burrito. I feel like that was why you.
The one that was already
impressed.
pre-done. It was pre-done. It was a pre-done burrito.
Yeah, making your own. I think that was the better route.
Yeah,
and they had nachos with cheese. I thought it was pretty well done, considering it was on the Lido, in the Lido area.
Again, you have so many options. You had Sorrento's. the pizza on
Yeah.
Deck 5 in the Promenade.
That one never disappoints.
You know, it's basic. It's just basic stuff. You know, you're not gonna get your New York City style pizzas or anything. Nothing thick. You know, it's just gonna be thin. It was good. It was fine. You know, whenever you're hanging around like the karaoke bar or one of those places, and you just want to grab a bite to eat real quick. There you go. There goes Sorrento's. That was pretty good. Yeah, there's Surfside Bites at the in the Surfside area. You have your nuggets or your little chicken strips, rather, your fries. It was
popcorn chicken.
Oh, popcorn chicken.
Popcorn chicken. And I thought that was pretty good.
You get your burger. You know, you get your cheeseburger there as well. You have
I
your
think
drinks.
they had hot dogs too.
That was pretty, you know, again, this is all complimentary now. This is all complimentary. I like the Pearl Cafe, even though we went there the night before we were leaving.
The last night.
You know, I was thinking about that. Pearl Cafe, it's complimentary. You get, you know, grab your sandwiches, your little salads, or whatever it is. I didn't know that it was complimentary until the last night.
Had we known.
Man, that was... It was crazy. Like again, there's so many spots, so many places to eat, so many places to go. You do have a lot of complimentary spots to go and eat, which is good. Not many ships have that many spots to go and grab, you know, some, you know, pretty decent food, if anything. But the Icon does, and that's what was so impressive, you know, to me. The other complimentary food that we or restaurant that we ate at was the main dining room. Again, it's called the dining room.
I mean, listen,
nothing special.
No creativity in that name.
It's just
I'm
the
sorry.
dining room. But the food, oh my Larry,
very good.
The food was so good. It was just like, whoa, this is crazy. And again, I'm thinking, like, okay, we're gonna go to the dining room. Yeah, it's not gonna be as great as a specialty restaurant. It's specialty restaurant-ish.
Caliber.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think it was, and it's complimentary. So, nice spot.
Well, first of all, the dining room is technically 3 different decks. It's 3 decks. So you have to look at your key card, in order to know which one you're supposed to go to. So we were on like the lowest one.
Yeah, the first one.
Yeah, the first one. I think it was like deck 3 or 4.
In the middle of the the opening of
the So I thought that was interesting that it was 3 decks, big, so it's a relatively large section, but it never felt crowded. It didn't feel like we waited a long time for food, but the food was worth the wait. I'm sorry, you know, again, bougie for dinner.
This woman and her bougie. So yeah, that was good. Again, everything that was complimentary was pretty solid, right? Now. I feel like we would have been okay at that point. We didn't need to get anything else. We didn't need to pay for anything else, but I did, and I paid for the specialty restaurant Hooked, which is at the Aqua Dome. I don't even know what to say. Yeah, I think your face words.
Says it all.
I have no words. It was.
You would not be hooked with Hooked.
It was $160, just close to $160 for the both of us at Hooked, and no, it's not worth it. It's not worth it at all. I didn't want to make a stink. I didn't want to, you know. I tried not to be confrontational much, and at that point, I was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna eat the cost basically. And just leave it at that. I didn't care to make a scathing letter, you know, write a scathing letter or whatever it is. I just wanted to get out of there and go eat at the Aqua Dome Market or something like that afterwards. It wasn't that great. So if you do go on the Icon and you're thinking about the restaurant Hooked, save your money. You're probably gonna have better food at the buffet when they do their seafood thing, than you would at Hooked, and it'll be complimentary. It was just kind of bad. I did pay for the Empire Supper Club, and boy, oh boy, I'm still a little torn. I'm like, man, is it worth the price? Because the price of the Empire Supper Club was $476.
Which I did not know.
$476.
He did this behind my back.
But it was so cool. The experience was so cool. Man.
It was a definitely an experience. Well, I mean, number one, the dinner, like the whole time, it was almost 3 hours, right?
Yeah, it was probably a little bit over 3 hours, to be honest.
So number one, I don't think we've ever been to a restaurant that we were there for 3 hours, unless we were just waiting for something, like they were just taking forever to serve.
Right.
But this was like, you got stuff one after another, the whole time. So it never felt like it was that long. Like, I didn't feel like we were sitting there that long. It just, I don't know. I really enjoyed it. Again, was it worth that much money?
I feel like it was.
I mean, I'm a cheapskate. I'm sorry. That's my thing. But, so I don't know if I would have spent that kind of money.
I feel like it was.
But it was definitely something that was memorable.
You get 7 drinks.
It was an experience. I do think that was probably why they make it so expensive, because the amount of alcohol that they gave us, my God.
To pair with the starters,
everything.
To pair with the main menu.
Everything had a drink, a corresponding drink with it.
So I forgot what it was that you, what was it called that you ate? The langoustine? Is that
Philip. Yeah.
Philip, poor Philip, man. He got taken down. Yeah, that was your bad boy. What did you have for the main menu?
Wagyu, the steak.
The steak, yeah, the Wagyu. I'm over here calling it Wagyu.
I just call it Wagyu, like Wagyu.
Wagyu. Nah, yeah, it's the Wagyu. We thought about the rabbit, but because this was Easter.
I just thought that was really poor choice of a menu item on Easter to eat a rabbit like Bugs Bunny. No.
Yeah, I thought about it. I was like, hey, you know what? I haven't. Yeah, no, that's all right. So I had the what was it? The fish, the sea bass.
Yeah,
I had the sea bass. Mm-hmm. It was good, man. It was good. Like you're dressed up. You're at a place where they're playing jazz.
Yeah, the ambiance was really nice. I'm sorry, I love the singer. I thought she was great.
The drinks, one after another. I was done off of 2, and that was what, the Moet, right? I was done after 2.
Yeah, as soon as you walk in, they hand you a glass of Moet. I'm like, okay.
That was pretty good. Like, the experience was pretty good. Do I recommend going there? I kind of do. I recommend it.
I think a lot of people. Number one, it wasn't like there were a lot of seats, right? It's a limited thing.
Small.
Yeah, so it's relatively small. So I felt like it was more intimate. But I think that most of the people there, just like us, were celebrating an occasion. So if you want, if your anniversary or birthday kind of fall around that time of the cruise, hey, I would say this is a good way to celebrate. Yeah,
it really is. It's like, again, you're going to an expensive restaurant, the quality of the food was really good. I felt it was really good.
Yeah. Everything was very interesting and
the
intricate.
Atmosphere, the ambiance, the drinks, pairing it with your specific food. It was pretty good. The singing, the singers, the musicians,
live band.
Yeah, it was solid. I think that's the best purchase on that cruise ship. And again, you're paying for pretty much everything on that cruise ship, to be honest with you.
Everything seems a la carte.
So I feel like, again, this is the Empire Supper Club was actually pretty worth it.
One of the highlights of the cruise was the entertainment. Hands down, really great variety of entertainment. So we went to we went to a lot of things, but on the first night...
Every day, every night.
Well, I would say before anything else, pro tip, I think it was about a month out to the cruise, I just randomly went onto the app and noticed that you were able to book the tickets for the shows. Now, they do, I guess they only offer a limited number of shows and seats, initially through the app. But I booked most of our entertainment before we even got on the cruise. Now, I have to say, I enjoyed that. I mean, it was a little hard to try to, figure out the times and the days and everything. But I have to say it was much better than as soon as we get on the ship, running to that section. That was I actually thought that was much more organized. So, so the first thing that we did was we saw the first night of the cruise. We saw Wizard of Oz, which was like a Broadway type interpretation of the show. It was really good.
No,
I was entertained.
Yeah, the musical was pretty good. You know, it still had the same elements. It still had the same storyline, little twist. Nothing major.
Yeah, still the basic same story.
It was still the same thing. You still had Toto. Yeah, you still had the dog.
Photo actually.
it was really, really, really good. Now for me, I am a Norwegian cruiser, an NCL cruiser. So I'm always pushing out the musicals that Norwegian puts out there for us. And I didn't know that Royal Caribbean, they do the same thing. They have their Broadway shows, as well. And this one was pretty good. It was solid. It was really, 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 really solid. I enjoyed every second of it. It was pretty good. And you had a live orchestra on top of that. So that made it even better.
Yep. I have to say that was a highlight, definitely. Another show that we attended was, I guess you can call it the ice show. And it was called Starburst Elemental Beauty. So it was in the Absolute Zero, which is like, I guess you could call it the ice skating ring. And that was pretty entertaining and different, I guess is the best way I guess I didn't know what to expect. I just assumed, skaters and stuff. But it was a very visual show. It was very visual. And it just, I don't know, it was more than what I anticipated.
I thought that dude with the...
you can't, don't give it away.
The lit up balls.
Don't give it away completely.
I mean, I'm pretty sure whoever's watching this probably watched way more, icon videos as well. The guy with the balls that lit up and he was throwing them around, that was pretty cool, man. Like it was funny.
I would look at you, I would look over at you, and you were just like mesmerized. I was like, wow, I guess he's into it.
I was.
Now, mind you, somebody didn't really want to go to it. He was like, oh, do we really have to go to it? I was like, yes. We were going to go to as many shows as we possibly can because this cruise is expensive. So we're going to get the most bang for our buck.
I was tired, man.
So, yeah. That was a downside, though. Okay, so that is a downside to kind of mention. Some of these shows didn't start till like 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
That's late for us.
It was super late.
So...
Well, not late for me. Late for you. You're the one going to sleep at
whatever. You were tired, too. So, I don't want to hear it.
We had this is... All right, we're already, like 3-4 days in, and I'm starting to get tired because we're up until whatever, 12 o'clock, midnight, 1 o'clock, and I know that she doesn't do it. I'm mostly
normally
the one.
No.
But then we have to get up early in the morning. Like, come on now, I'm not trying to go to school. It's too early, man. Like,
we were on a schedule. We had to keep the schedule.
It was. Oh man, it was rough. It was rough. It was, again, the entertainment was, pretty good. Like I really liked it. It's the selling point of Icon of the Seas. It's the selling point. This is what they're about. The entertainment factor. And that's what it was. What was the other show that we went to?
So they also had a show in the Aqua Theater, which is the Aqua Dome, same thing. And it was called Aqua Action.
Pretty amazing.
That was pretty intense.
It was so cool, man.
Yeah.
Like you have like your professional divers. You had some Olympians. Olympians were actually performing in the show, which was mind blowing. It was really, really cool.
And then it's almost a little cringy because you're like, please don't let nothing bad happen, because it's so. One thing is that we had really good seats. Again, another tip. We ended up going over to line up for the show probably 45 minutes before, maybe almost an hour, because we knew that it was going to get packed. And therefore, if you want a decent seat, you're going to have to go out there and stand for it. Yeah. So that's what we did. And I have to say, it was worth the wait. Because it was a good show.
For the really Aqua Show, right?
Yeah.
We were fortunate to grab a nice comfy chair, because they have these hard,
wood like stadium seating.
It was bad, and I wanted to actually sit back and not having to sit like this the whole entire time. No, I can't do that.
Yeah,
it was rough.
So again, mind you, they also had other seating that was like almost like couches, but I guess they were reserved for suites.
Yeah.
Initially, they're reserved, and then I guess after a certain amount of time, then they release them. So again, definitely have to go and show up a little early just to make sure you get good seats.
You had the orchestra, right? They had their own show, and that
separate than Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, that was pretty cool because they were playing, kind of top hits, some hits, and it was the full orchestra. And it was really cool, man. It's just listening to that, to them playing, relaxing. It was a good experience. And then you had the acapella from that group Mosaic, who you're probably not gonna see.
No, they said that was their last show because I guess they started performing from the inaugural cruise, and so therefore they were on their last. This was going to be their last performance. So I guess what Icon also does is they do like signature artists. And they'll feature that artist for a few months at a time. And they basically, I think they told us told everyone in the show that they boarded the ship the night before. They perform, I think they only performed like 2 days. I think it was 2 days, like 4 shows, and that was it. It was not like it was for the whole duration of the cruise. So again, you can kind of look up all this information. Once you've booked the cruise, I would say maybe a month or 2 out before the cruise, kind of start looking at the app and seeing what you can book ahead of time.
Yeah, the entertainment is solid, like all around. I cannot complain about anything. It was the best entertainment that we've ever, in my opinion, seen on any cruise. And again, we've been on a hell of a lot of cruises. And yeah, this is solid. Like, so, and even if you don't go to a show, even if it's not a show, you still have the nightlife, right? You still have the little local spots, the dueling pianos. That was cool too.
Or they had Boleros, which is like the Spanish theme area, which they had like a Spanish group that would sing live band.
You definitely need a Spanish group on every ship, singing, playing music. It's like the best. You also have. Was it Point and Feather? Point and Feather was a spot, cultural stuff. There was a dude playing. He was playing he had a kilt, man. So that's what I remember. He had a kilt.
That was probably the thing that most impressed you.
Yeah, it was. He was really good too. It's a nice little pub right there in the Promenade, Deck 5. Was it Deck 5 or Deck 6?
No, it was Deck 5. Mm-hmm.
So you have that spot, Point and Feather, and you have the music hall. Man, it's like being at a concert, man. The way it's set up, it was crazy. And you had these old dudes playing. All right, I know you said before a classic, or they were older gentlemen,
vintage.
And they were actual musicians who played with legit bands like White Lion, which is the drummer. I didn't get the courage to ask him for an autograph. You had the other dude, I don't remember, I think it was Great White, who played with them as well. It was a really cool experience because, again, this is like a major stage. You got a rock band playing. The sound was actually crisp. Amazing. Yeah. It was so great, man. It was a cool spot.
You didn't need reservations.
No.
You just kind of walk in and, find a seat and stuff. They actually even had like a dance floor part. Nobody really danced though.
Except that drunk woman.
Yeah, who was pulling people out of the audience. She came up to me. You looked at me. I was like, oh no, sorry, I'm not doing it. So
you have parties. You have parties there as well. Mm-hmm. It's a 2-deck area where they have a bar as well. So it was actually pretty cool. Just chilling, listening to some old classic rock tunes, man. And I am a huge rock fan. So for me, it was amazing. I was in heaven, and they weren't bad either. They were pretty good. The singer was pretty solid as well. Yeah. So you do have that. You have the music hall as well. You have the comedy club, We didn't go. We didn't go to the comedy club.
We had tickets, but we were tired. And
it was just exhausting.
Not going.
You have Lou's Jazz and Blues or something. That was in Central Park. That was pretty cool too. You're walking through Central Park and you hear the jazz playing.
At night.
That was pretty nice. That was pretty nice as well. So yeah, you have all that. You have your karaoke, your spotlight karaoke. A woman who sang some Erykah Badu joint. Oh man, she was on point. I was in the band. I was her backup singer.
No, we were all backup singers.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool.
Call him. Like it was solid. Like and it's cool too because again the karaoke bar it's out there. It's in the Promenade, and you're able to be a part of, and it's open. It's not closed in. So everyone is there. They can see you. You have the bar there. It was actually pretty fun. I enjoyed pretty much all of the entertainment. You cannot go wrong. Like you honestly cannot go wrong. And I think if anything, you're paying for that. You're paying for the entertainment. It is expensive. Overall, it is expensive. So one will have to ask. Well, is the entertainment worth everything that I pay for? I don't know. I'm not sure.
I think if you're gonna go on this type of cruise, which is a little more high priced, then I think you have to make sure you do every entertainment show that you can possibly do, because you have to make sure that it's worth the time and the money that you're spending.
What about the activities? Right? For me, you already know I enjoy my activities. I'm all for basketball and everything else. And
I have to say, as far as the sports activities, I thought that they were way more organized, and they had a lot more than they normally would have in other cruise lines.
Yep.
So I felt like you were able to participate more than you've done before.
Yeah. On the Mardi Gras, I thought I was in heaven. Like I was a rock star.
That was the epitome of your sports career on cruise lines.
I was a rock star for a little bit on the Mardi Gras, and I didn't think anything would top that. Not to say that I didn't enjoy myself on the Icon of the Seas. I did win a medal, a gold.
See it up in behind. Featured.
Look at this bad boy. Look at this right here, right there. See that? I don't know if you can see it. There you go. I won a 3v3 basketball tournament on the Icon of the Seas, and so I still kept the streak alive. Every cruise ship that we go on, we're always winning some sort of championship. Some sort of championship. It depends on if the cruise ship has a court or not. Rather, if they have a court. And every time that we've gone on a ship with a court, I'm always winning something. So
I have to throw in, I did win something too, I don't think it was on a court. I mean, they didn't have a court.
You did.
But I did win like a mini golf competition.
That was on the Carnival Sunshine.
Yep.
Right. So she kept the streak alive. I didn't. She tried. She kept the streak alive.
We were in the same. We actually participated in the same game.
Right.
And you were eliminated.
I thought it was pretty cool. Again, with the Icon, you do have the sports court, which they have the basketball. They have the what's that new thing that they play now?
Oh, pickleball.
Pickleball.
They actually had pickleball in the morning.
You have volleyball, which I participated in as well. That's where I kind of threw out my. Was it my leg? I don't even remember. It's something, man. It's always something with me. So yeah, I played volleyball.
Mr. Injury.
I played volleyball as well. That was pretty cool because I had never did I ever play volleyball on a ship. And
so this was first time.
That was the first time, which is pretty cool.
And they offered it several times. It wasn't like a one and done.
Yeah.
Sometimes they just offer certain sports only one time, and that's it.
One and done for me, man.
But you are one and done with that.
Yeah,
that's it.
It wasn't that great.
But and I had to make sure you were hydrated. I didn't want you to catch heat stroke out there.
I would.
Because that's the other thing. They have it real. I mean, obviously it's on the top of the ship, but there's like hardly any shade.
There's no shade.
So you have to like really make sure you stay hydrated. Bring some, a can of water. I mean, like an insulated bottle of water.
A can of water. Can of water. You got
aluminum can.
You're the can opener for water.
Well, I kept like a mama. I kept saying, "Here, make sure you drink."
So many activities. Like there's legit so many activities. Even if you again you get tired, you need a can of water. There's so many activities.
Well, they even have like a mini golf section that's complimentary.
That was a pretty cool spot. I actually liked the mini golf.
Yeah. The only thing I didn't think was that great was the ball. Remember, it was like almost like a foam ball. I was like, it had no weight to it. I was like, that's a little weird.
Yeah, I didn't like that too much. Yeah. But it was a cool little spot. You play some mini golf. You had your ping pong tables. Inside a little. I forgot what section that was, but it was.
That was also near like Chill Island.
Yeah.
It was like, again, if you didn't kind of walk around enough, you'd miss things. Like you would never come across it. So that was the only thing I didn't like that too much.
There's so many things on the ship. Like literally, there's so many activities. There's so many like places to go. You had your trivias like you always do on every ship. You have all those things. You can't go wrong. There's so many things to do on the Icon of the Seas. And I think that is the biggest selling point, where you do have so many things.
Yeah, there's a lot of choices. There's a lot of choices that you can make.
So again, the entertainment, the activities, it's a pretty amazing ship. But one thing that we did that again, I thought anyway, that was going to be solid was the thermal pass, the thermal suite pass. So I got a week on the for the thermal suite pass, and it was very disappointing.
Well, before that, it was funny because you said, "Oh, it's not that expensive," and I was like, "Oh, okay, that's cool." Maybe because there's so many other things to do that there would be.
It was trash.
Yeah, that I thought, oh, maybe that was the reason why it's a little cheaper.
Yeah, no.
It's because it wasn't that great. That's why.
It was horrible. You literally had chipped paint, like it was paint peeling off the ceilings in those rooms, in those thermal rooms, the sauna, and I'm just thinking to myself, like, dude, like, are we gonna die? What's gonna happen?
Well, it was like literally, if you wanted to know what hell feels like, just go into that particular room. It was so hot that we couldn't even stay in there for like 5 minutes the first time. We were like, oh my God, I can't breathe. Yeah. So it was like too much. And that was the painting peel, the paint. Yeah, I can't even say it. The peeling paint room.
Yeah, it wasn't exactly that great. I mean, again, you do have all the other stuff, right? The massage rooms, the massages, the treatments.
Which are all extra. You pay extra for that.
You pay for that, and it's expensive. It's quite expensive. It is really nice. They do have a juice bar or something like that.
You have to also pay for. That's not complimentary.
But I thought that the thermal suite pass was going to be a hell of a lot better, and it wasn't.
Okay, so I think the reason why our expectation was a little higher.
Are we going Norwegian?
Yeah, is because we had just went on a Norwegian cruise on the Viva, and that was a thermal suite. So I think our bar was a little high, and because we thought, oh, this is the Icon, they got to be better.
Yeah.
Highly disappointed. No. It was not. The only other thing that we liked that they had those like thermal beds, I guess you can call it. It's like a hot stone bed thing. That it's like a lounger. I like that.
That was pretty cool.
But okay.
Is it worth?
No. It was more about the fact that it was in the hallway. Like you're kind of going around to go to the rooms, and the freaking beds are right there. So I just thought that was like a really poor setup.
Yeah.
There was no thought.
Is it worth $261 for two people? No, it's not.
I think we went twice.
Yeah, 2 or 3 times, and we went there 15 minutes tops. So So yeah, that was it. That was the only thing, and that was again, that was something that I thought was going to be a hell of a lot better for adults who want to
relax.
Yeah, and no, it
sweat.
really wasn't. It really wasn't. So I think that was the major issue that we had with the Icon.
So I guess if we go back to our original question,
what do you think of
was it worth it?
Oh man,
I don't know. Out of 5 palm trees, how many would you give it?
Oh man, it's difficult. It's really difficult. So I'm going to only talk about the ship itself, right? The ship itself with everything that it has to offer. It's amazing. Amazing. Like amazing. Everything that it has to offer.
So we're going to do categories.
Because we're just talking about the ship. We're talking about the ship.
So for the ship,
because the story of, whether or not I think it's worth it, that's another video that's going to come out next weekend.
Yeah.
It's simple as that.
But so for the ship, out of 5 palm trees.
Yeah.
5 for 5, right?
I'm going to give it a 4.5.
Is it because of the adult section? That's what you're going to discredit the half of
now
palm tree?
I just dropped it to 4. I just dropped it to 4.
I reminded you.
I dropped it to 4. Complimentary food, amazing.
So
that's a 5.
That's a category.
That's a 5.
That's 5. Okay.
That's a 5.
I agree with that.
The cabin is normal. You know what I mean?
Wait.
It's a normal cabin.
The seat in the shower.
Yeah, that's cool, but like I'm gonna give it a 4. Like I'm still gonna give it a 4. It wasn't perfect. You know what I mean? Because I still believe that we are in the era of USB-C, right? USB-C.
Well, not everyone is in that era, but go ahead.
I'm just saying, like we're moving up. So I feel like all these new ships should have USB-C and not that many USB-A's. But either way, it was a good cabin.
I would say 4.5. It was palm trees for me.
Yeah. What else is there? The entertainment, 5.
5.
Hands down. 5. Activities, I'm gonna give it a 5. To be honest, I think that there's again, you still have so many things to do on that ship. What else is there?
I would say, well, I guess then the last thing, service
was good.
Yeah. So I would say it was also a 5. And listen, it's like 5,600 people, 5,600 passengers.
Right.
And it didn't feel crowded. It didn't feel like you were waiting in long lines, or if you felt like there was no seats, because that's always been one of my pet peeves.
Right.
Is that when you go to tan, you can't find a damn lounger.
Yeah.
So I feel like for that, they made a lot of good spots. There's like a lot of seating areas. There's like a lot of different feels to the ship.
Problem with that is too many damn kids. Too many kids.
Because we picked, of course, Easter week.
Well, I'm just saying
to go.
Too many kids.
So yeah, and I would say also the Promenade probably needs its own category, because it was. I actually really liked it.
It was cool having the first night. It was at midnight where they drop the balloons.
Yeah.
So they
did it like almost like a New Year's Eve type of thing.
Make sure that you go there to see the balloon drop for at midnight on the first night. That was pretty cool too. I enjoyed it. It was the start of a really fun cruise. I don't know. Based on the ship itself, it's great. It's a great ship. It's huge. You don't feel compacted, you know what I mean? Like
it didn't feel crowded.
The food was great. The entertainment was amazing. You really couldn't go wrong. The people there were cool. Like the waiters, the service. It was good. It was solid.
So then it goes back to our original question.
Nothing is ever perfect.
Was it worth it?
We'll find out. We'll find out in another video.
Stay tuned.
Yeah, because for me, I feel like it's not. I feel like it's not worth the price.
I would say that some of the things that we chose to add on was probably not worth it.
Probably.
So that would have probably saved us a little money, and therefore,
but still, like just having to pay for, the room, the food, and the transportation between ports is basically what I'm saying. I feel like it was solid, but at the end of the day, I don't know if it's going to be worth it. 100%. But again, that's for another video, which is going to be, coming out next weekend. Hopefully you found this helpful. Hopefully you were able to gather some information and figure out if this is what you would want, if this is good. I guess that's pretty much it. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to hit that little notification button as well. And we really appreciate it.
You can also leave comments, like if you agree, disagree. Listen, again, everything is from our point of view.
Yeah.
And the only thing we can do is base it off of past experiences on different cruise lines. Because we don't frequent Royal Caribbean enough to compare a lot of the ships. So, hey, everyone is entitled to an opinion, right? So if you agree or disagree, hey, shoot us a comment too.
Drop us a line. Let us know. Let us know what you did. Let us know if you had fun, if it was the same thing, if if there were any issues or you had no issues. Just let us know. Either way, thanks again for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe and don't forget to check out our IG page at official_down to vacay on IG. And that's pretty much it. Are you down to vacay?
I am.